Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for attending this new online webinar today. Today we are here with Mr. Cayetano, and we are going to have a chat about ampoules and vials. We are going to review all those items that we can use on our premises and in our spa. And we have, instead of focusing this webinar to explain all of our ampoules and all of our vials, we thought it's a very good idea if we change the focus and we do it from your professional point of view. And we are going to review the items depending on the needs that you might have on your premises, such as eye contour, or if they would like to do, for instance, a photoaging protocol. Or
new protocol, or we review the protocol
yes.
last year with the feedback.
Yes.
Feedback, we couldn't review the protocol.
Yes.
And I say everything in all my cosmetics have a story.
Yes.
History. And we start to prepare ampoule and vial a long time ago. My pharmacy a long time ago. They were very popular with doctors. And at the end, we prepare for skin clinic.
Yes.
And you can use for all kind of treatment to reach when you want to apply with your technology to improve the activity of the technology. You can improve it because you want to add vitamin, silicone, organic silicone, or peptide, or whatever active ingredient. We have a lot of product in vial and ampoule. Why to use ampoules and vial with your technology? There are different reasons. The first one for me is because Leticia is more technical, okay, and I like to expose something special cosmetic. Yes.
The personal side of all of our cosmetics.
Okay. And for me, when you open one ampoule, it's like you open the wizard lamp.
Yes. Yes, could be.
And the magic.
And the magic appears.
On your patient, your client, feel you are open something very special for her. You want ampoule? Why ampoule? We have vials. For me, the difference is ampoule is only one use. Vial too, but you can keep the vial for 26 hours.
Up to 48.
Yeah.
Between 24 up to 48
more or less, okay? And the concentration of active ingredient and the value of ingredient is higher in the vial than the ampoule. But this is very important, the wizard lamp. Okay?
Yes.
We produce ampoules and vials without preservative. This is very important because when we are applying cosmetic measure with technology, or we are applying technology, and you want to increase or to improve the result of your technology, you can apply this kind of ampoule and vial. And you need something without perfume, without preservative, because it's possible if you have another kind of cosmetic, not sterile. We sterilize this kind of product with different procedure. Okay, you need something sterile. You need something without perfume, without preservative, because you are not going to have any problem with this kind of product.
And that's the key reason about the high tolerance of our vials and ampoules. We always have had that feedback from the professionals that they are very happy with them because they have a 100% tolerance. They haven't had any problems or any issues regarding or intolerance or any reaction, skin reaction.
For more than 15 or 14 years, I don't remember any reaction. The reaction usually is sometimes might be for technology, but we don't have reaction.
Because there's been maybe a negligence using the technology, but not you, our VIALS and AMPOULES.
Usually when you have problem with your technology, you can use, for example, Centella acetica.
Yes.
Or hyaluronic acid or whatever to solve the problem.
Yes.
This is more important. Why to use this kind of?
Yes. Okay, so if you want, Mr. Cayetano, we can start introducing the PowerPoint that we have created for you. This is a professional, it's about how to use or what kind of items, VIALS and AMPOULES we can use in our premises, depending on the need that we might have.
And with you, it's Leticia.
Yes, but the vast majority of them, they already know me, so don't worry. So as before we start, I always like to say, this is being recorded, so don't worry because we will upload this video in our Skin Clinic YouTube channel and will be in an open format and you can watch it as many times as you want. If you would like further information about the VIALS and AMPOULES, remember that you always can contact us through email in export@carmado.com. And you are going to see quite a lot of photographs and pictures. And if you would like to have this PowerPoint, all you have to do is ask us. You can obviously, you can take photos, that's absolutely fine. There's no problem about that. But if you would like to have it and review it on a regular basis, you can tell us and we will send it to you by email without any problem. Okay? So saying that, we start with we are going to share the PowerPoint with you. Here is it. Okay. Fantastic. So, as I have said at the beginning, we are going to review the anti-aging skincare products that we have in our portfolio about AMPOULES and VIALS from the point of view of the needs. So we will see, more or less, this is the index that we are going to go through this webinar. First of all, we are going to talk about, Mr. Cayetano has already introduced a few of the benefits of using this kind of products in your cabin, but we will say and we will speak about an initial considerations that always arise when everywhere we go about how we store it or for how long can be it open. Okay. After that, we will see for hydration and nourishment, what kind of mixtures that we can provide in our premises or what kind of VIALS and AMPOULES we can use. Also for anti-wrinkle and to treat expression lines. If we would like to provide an eye contour protocol or a peribuccal wrinkles treatment, dryness, firming, scars, depigmenting, and photoaging. So we are going to go through all these steps and we will check exactly what items we can use. Of course, we have here set a few items and VIALS, and you may be using your premises and other options. And we are pretty sure this is absolutely fine. We are giving you just ideas. So ideas that the professionals, they always give us back about how they mix VIALS and AMPOULES to treat every single issue. So first, we are going to talk about the benefits. As Mr. Cayetano has said, we have got pure active ingredients. This is one of the key points of the efficiency of these products, and it's always with a high concentration, the maximum concentration that we can add in. Also, they are sterile, preservative-free, and with a high tolerance. This is one thing always arises, and many times we are asked about. We develop all our VIALS and AMPOULES always from the point of view of the professional needs in cabin. Okay, we always consider your needs and we develop the VIALS and AMPOULES from that point. And are usually used for minimal invasive procedures and are 100% customized and personalized and obviously biocompatible. What that means? That we will see now how we can mix, for instance, one AMPOULE and one VIAL, or how we can mix one vial with another vial, that gives you a lot of support in your spa or in your cabin, because you will be able to personalize all the treatments, and you will be able to treat every single need in your cabin, depending on the skin type and the procedure that you are going to perform. Also, as initial considerations, as I have already said, you can use it either alone or in combination. We will see later on. And we are going to give you general guidelines. And we always consider that if you would like to change any of the information that we have in this webinar, it's absolutely fine, because we leave it under your professional judgment. Okay? Another question that always arises is about our hyaluronic acid.
Yeah.
Cayetano, is it cross-linked or is not cross-linked?
You say we are selling cosmetic.
Yes.
Cosmetic for external use, not medical devices.
Oh, that's correct. Yes.
This is very important to be clear. And the hyaluronic acid is a hyaluronic acid of a very high, low molecular weight.
Yes. 2
million of Dalton, more or less, and with the concentration is 3.5%.
Yes.
It's a very high concentration, and we need to apply mixture with another ampoule, because it's too
thick. It's very thick.
And we cannot. We need to mix with another ampoule, and we can apply with this mixture. Yes. Why this hyaluronic acid so concentrated and so sticky?
Thick, the texture, yes.
Yes, because we want to reach some products, okay, with hyaluronic acid. If we want to add hyaluronic acid, the concentration is very high, yes. And when we mix with, for example, with Centella asiatica,
for instance,
the 2 milliliter, the concentration go down 1.75%. It's a high concentration of hyaluronic acid. Or with, you want to mix with 5 milliliter, the concentration is 0.75%. It's a very high concentration of hyaluronic acid. This is the reason. We don't recommend to use without mixture with another cosmetic, with another ampoule.
Yes. So the main thing is to highlight that our hyaluronic acid 3.5% or other hyaluronic acids that appears in all of our vials and ampoules are not cross-linked. So we are going to be able to provide an extra hydration.
Yes, it's moisturizing.
Yes.
It's not yet. For
yes.
Anti-wrinkle.
It's not a filler.
Yes. Filler.
Is to provide an extra hydration, and that is a point that very good for professionals, because we nowadays, due to the genetic factor, the external environment, we always tend to have a dehydrated skin. So this is something very important.
Our clients are very happy because they can reach whatever treatment with hyaluronic acid.
Yes.
Sometimes they only use sodium chloride.
Yes.
With water. I don't recommend, because it's better to improve the activity with organic silicone, DNA, or whatever.
Yes.
Vitamin C, whatever you want.
Whatever they want. Fantastic. And let me see what is here. Now we can. Fantastic. So after these initial considerations, just always we like to say they are all our vials and ampoules for external use. You can either use it manually or with technology. Okay. We can use always one ampoule for one treatment, and we have to use it instantly. Okay, we cannot store the ampoule already open for 1 day or 2 days. That's totally wrong. Okay, always open one ampoule for one treatment and for one patient.
Yeah, because we can close the ampoule.
Yes.
We can close the ampoule. Sometimes somebody can use aluminum paper.
Yes. Yes.
I don't recommend, because
that's absolutely wrong.
We lose the sterile position.
Yes.
I don't recommend.
Yes. And always, however, our vials are able to remain open up to 48 hours maximum, okay? But always stored in the fridge and protected from the direct light and the heat, okay? Remember, one ampoule, you cannot leave it open, and the vials up to 48 hours. So now we are going to go through all the needs that we might have in cabin and how we are going to treat it. For instance, for hydration, maybe we have a patient with quite a lot of lack of water, of hydration in the skin. We have two options. We can either use the hyaluronic acid or the VIALS. Either one option or the other is absolutely fine. And sometimes what professionals they do is they provide, during one session, hyaluronic acid on its own, and the next week or the next session, they do the same procedure with VIALS, okay? What happens with hyaluronic acid 3.5? As well as it's not cross-linked, they always say stick. So how we are going to be able to work with this product is very easy. You always have to put upside down, okay, to make sure all the content in goes down, okay? And then we have to introduce the full amount of one ampoule, either one option or the other. You can use either retinol 300, routine coumarin, any other vial, for instance, works very well with BioFlash Care. And you remove the total amount of one of these vials on ampoules, and you introduce with one syringe, any of the syringe, okay? You take it off from here, and then the full amount, you introduce it upside down into the hyaluronic acid, and make sure every time you are introducing with the syringe, you make circular movements, okay? That's to make sure all is properly mixed, okay? And then you shake it a little bit, and then you are capable to use it with any other in your patient, okay? Because it's been mixed, and then will not be so thick.
The difference with other brands is in clinic,
yes.
The high concentration in a thin ingredient.
Yes.
We have hyaluronic acid mixed with another
yes.
ingredient.
The anti-aging peptide.
Anti-aging peptide, VIALS,
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
But the philosophy of the brand is the high concentration. If you want a lot of hyaluronic acid, we recommend to you this vial. And you can mix whatever. The philosophy of the brand is you can cook with different cosmetic, with different products, with your technology. We don't like to give a strict protocol with to work with. Our clients are very, very professional, and they like cook.
They like,
and because we have new protocols every week, because all of the esthetician, doctor, they say, I mix this product with this product, and with this kind of technology.
Yes, they change it.
We make another new protocol. We have a lot of protocol in this presentation. And we are going to see fast, quickly. But the information is in the in the website.
In the website, yes. And also we have got data sheets as well if you would like to have further information about the contents and how to use it. And always, sometimes people use the hyaluronic acid on its own. So for that purpose, if you don't want to mix it with something else because you would like to reduce the cost of your protocol, all you have to do is add 1 milliliter of physiological saline solution. Okay, the ones that you always get in the chemist, and you can mix it here with 1 milliliter. So if we add 2 milliliters of hyaluronic acid plus 1 milliliter of the saline solution, you mix it, you have 3 milliliters in total. So we recommend to use the full amount, really, because more or less for all the face and all the neck, or maybe if you have a little bit more, you always can add here on the decollete area, but we recommend to use the full amount in that case. Okay.
The high concentration of hyaluronic acid in the market.
Yes, it is. Yes. Yes. The other option is VIALS that contains the VIALS we have got here. I think you have here, Mr. Cayetano. The VIALS is also a very good combination because we are going to here. Okay, no worries. Okay, with the VIALS, we are going to hydrate the skin, but at the same time, it's a very good option because if you would like to add a little bit of anti-wrinkle effect, if you would like to treat the expression lines, this is absolutely a great product to do it.
I was explaining about the VIALS.
Yes.
The active ingredient, the concentration of the active ingredient here.
Here, it's just in front of us.
The concentration of active ingredient is 9.5%.
Yes.
A very, very high concentration. Okay, because the hyaluronic acid is more than 1% the concentration, and we have a lot of active ingredient, more than 20 or 25 active ingredient, vitamin,
contains nucleotides, amino acids.
A lot of active.
Contains retinol as well. This one.
With the combination, we can use VIALS or anti-aging peptide.
Yes.
The similar composition, but with a peptide, anti-wrinkle effect, or to improve the look of the face.
During this presentation, you will see how we repeat a few VIALS and ampoules because they are very good not only for hydration, because we can use it for expression lines or to treat a photo-aging skin. So you will see how, for instance, anti-aging peptide or BioFlash Care do not only provide one need or supply one need, you can use it with many, many needs in your cabin and many skins. Okay?
It's the concept of the global active ingredient cosmetic, the global cosmetic. You can use 3-4 kind of ampoules and vials, and you have for all your treatment or different treatment.
Yes.
Because we have in anti-aging peptide.
Yes.
All the active ingredient work for all kind of needs for treatment.
Yes.
For face.
For face. With VIALS, as contains 5 milliliters, so we recommend 2.5 more or less per treatment, depending on what you.
We have, for example, ELDMA is more for filming.
Hyaluronic.
Hyaluronic,
yes, contains hyaluronic acid and DMAI. So,
But we have global.
Yes. So these two combinations works very well. So, and also in all the PowerPoints, down you will see application guidelines, one session every 7 to 14 days for 2 months. We always put more or less that will appear in almost all the slides because these are the application guidelines that we recommend, but we always leave it under your professional judgment. And for maintenance, we recommend one session every 15 days or once per month, depending on the skin type and the general conditions of your treatments, really. But these are more like the guidelines. And you will see in the vast majority of all the slides. If we would like to add nourishment, if we would like to provide a skin nourishment or hydro nourishment procedure, one option, very good, is anti-aging peptide. It contains hyaluronic acid in 1%, nucleotides, contains vitamins, so contains quite a lot of high amount of active ingredients. So we are not only going to provide hydro nourishment, as we will say later on, we can treat a photo-aging problem or expression lines or any other needs that we might have. So here, for instance, is a really good option. And the other one is retinol 300. And sometimes what professionals they do is like anti-aging peptide. It does not contain vitamin A. What they do is they add 1 ampoule of retinol 300. So what you have to do is with a syringe, you take off all the full amount and you introduce it one of the vials, you shake it and you use it. Then we are adding 7 milliliters in total. So more or less you use 2-3 milliliters per face, more or less.
It depends on the treatment.
Depends.
For face,
yes, and the technology that we use, because remember that we can use it either manually or with any technology. And of course, we have got the retinol 300. It's an intensive care for any skin type, not for sensitive skins. And we can treat almost everything. We can treat firming, anti-flaccidity, stretch marks. photoaged skin, wrinkles, anything. So you will see how this product, these ampoules are quite repeated all over this presentation. Another options that we have for skin nourishment. So we could add, if we have got a very lack of hydration, we can add 1 ampoule of VTL to 1 VL to hyaluronic acid 3.5, and we mix it and we treat the skin. And another option that always works very well, not only for hydronourishment procedures, even if you would like to give a brightness effect, if you would like to even treat the wrinkles, is the mixture of BioFlash Care into 1 vial of hyaluronic acid 3.5, because here you are mixing an anti-aging and antioxidant cocktail into hyaluronic acid. So it's the combination, and it works very, very well.
The concentration of the flash care is the highest for vitamin.
Yes, it's a very good cocktail, and we are enriching with hyaluronic acid. Here we have, for instance, result. This lady had an application of 1 session every 7 days. And we have put these pictures because we wanted to show you how you can use our VIALS and ampoules without technology, and you can have a great results, because this lady was only treated under manual massage, without any technology. 1 week, she was on alternative weeks using BioFlash plus hyaluronic acid 3.5. And the other weeks, she was treated under VTL VIALS. So as you can see, you can get very great results without technology. If you would like to treat wrinkles and expression lines, you have very good 2 options. You can either use VIALS, and another week you can use anti-aging peptide, or we will see how we mix with other VIALS and ampoules. In that case, you can either use it manually or with any technology. The good thing of the anti-aging peptide that not many people know, Mr. Cayetano, is that it contains glutathione and vitamin C, and they are quite high antioxidants. The capabilities of to remove and to block all the negative effects of the free radicals are very good. There is a synergy between them.
When you go to the salon, you want to improve your tech. You want something, a global treatment.
Yes.
Anti-spot, wrinkle, moisturizing. Not only for filming, not only for spot. It's better if we can produce more different effects.
Yes.
And we use your technology, we have the solution.
That's why we have anti-aging peptide, like a global treatment, and sometimes they use in another session, if they would like to enhance, for instance, the firming effect, they use ELDMI or they use another VIAL, and they combine it as the needs requires. For expression lines, we have got as well VTL, as we have seen earlier, or retinol 300. Works very well to add, for instance, retinol 300 into 1 VIAL or VTL. If you would like to, if in the case you have a very photoaged skin, or you can either use it in different sessions, it's up to you really. Whatever you consider under your professional judgment is absolutely fine. So as you can see, with you can either add retinol 300 to 1 VIAL to ELDMI, or even you can use Centella asiatica and retinol 300 plus ELDMI. That's another good option. Or you can use on alternative weeks ELDMI plus anti-aging peptide and Centella asiatica. As you can see, you have many, many options. That works very well. Any of these mixtures.
Centella asiatica is wonderful. The treatment is additive.
Yes.
The skin. We are going to calm the skin.
Yes.
And become brightness and relax.
And one action of the Centella asiatica that is very good is we are going to enhance all the dermal renewal processes, so we will get a very great results in a short time of period. So here we have got a lady that she had a session every 10 days. She had in total 6. She was treated under microneedle equipment, and she had the anti-aging peptide some weeks, and the other weeks retinol 300. As you can see here on that cheek area, so you can see how the wrinkles have been decrease. Here we have a total phase, and she had a session every 10 days, more or less. She had in total 4 with microneedle device, and she was treated on alternative weeks with anti-aging peptide. And at the same time, the other weeks, she had VTL plus DMI and organic silicone. That means the professional introduced one of the ampoules of DMI and organic silicone into the vial of VTL. They mix it, and then with the mixture, he treated the total phase. Okay, so here, for instance, we are treating the expression lines, but at the end of the day, we are treating the vast majority of the aging side effects. Here we have got a very mature skin and an old lady with quite a lot of side effects, and she was treated in total with a microneedle device, and she had we cannot see it here. Let me see if we can move this, because I can't remember what she has. She had on week 1 and 3, she had retinol 300 plus ELDMI, and the other weeks with retinol 300 and anti-aging peptide, because she really needed a strong treatment. The other options for eye contour that works very well are eye peptide on its own, because we are going to treat all the periocular care, dark circles, wrinkles, puffiness. Is an anti-aging and firming effect. And sometimes when the patient has a lot of puffiness, eye puffiness, they introduce one ampoule of rutina coumarina into the vial of eye peptides. Yes. 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 So we are going really to activate the lymphatic system to remove all that water that we have in. And with a small massage, yes, definitely. Here, for instance, we have got a patient with quite a lot of dark circles. She was treated only with eye peptides, with microneedle technology, obviously adapted to the periocular care area, because you remember the eye is close to, so we have to be very, very careful. And the other weeks, she was treated with hyaluronic acid with one ampoule of rutina coumarina. Here we have got a patient with quite a lot of eye puffiness, and here she had a combination of manual massage with eye pressotherapy device. You know, nowadays we have got special pressotherapy for eyes, and she was treated to enhance that and to activate the lymphatic system, thanks to the coumarin and the ACE peptide. If we would like to treat the peribuccal rejuvenation, we have got 3 options. We can add 1 vial of BioFlash Care into 1 vial of hyaluronic acid, as we have said before. You can see you can provide quite a lot of brightness, and you can treat as well the peribuccal rejuvenation. Another week, we can add VTL, and we are adding more vitamins, and we are going to treat all and to remove all that side effects near the mouth. And another option that with the professionals they use quite a lot is to add 1 retinol 300 into 1 vial of ELDMI. Either these 3 options, you can use any of them, is absolutely fine, or you can mix it in alternative weeks.
We need to offer different options.
Yes.
For different treatment, not all time the same treatment. You can change of ampoule vial.
Yes.
Depend you want to change. We change the ampoule and vial, we will have better.
Yes.
We are going to improve the.
Yes, because we might have a patient with quite a lot of deep wrinkles, but at the same time she needs quite a lot of hydration, or she requires a firming effect. So we have to consider all these things. Here, for instance, we have got a lady. She combined microneedle with mesotherapy, with transdermal mesotherapy electroporation with VTL and retinol 300 and anti-aging peptide. Here, for instance, she was treated with microneedle device, combining the BioFlash Care and hyaluronic acid with retinol 300 and ELDMI, because at the end of the day, she needed as well firming processes. So that's why it was added the DMI into the treatment. For brightness effect, We have a few options. We can either only use retinol 300, BioFlash Care, or even vitamin C 20%, or we can mix it depending on what we really want to give to our patient. How? For instance, we can add 1 ampoule of retinol 300 or 1 ampoule of vitamin C into 1 vial of hyaluronic acid. That's a very good option sometimes, or just the vitamin C. And another option is Centella asiatica plus BioFlash Care, because BioFlash Care already contains that vitamin C that is going to give you that brightness effect. Here, for instance, we have got a girl. She was treated with virtual mesotherapy with vitamin C added to 1 vial of hyaluronic acid, and another weeks with Centella asiatica plus BioFlash. For firming effect, we have 4 options, sorry. We have got the organic silicone, DMAE plus organic silicone, DMAE, or Centella asiatica. We can either use it on its own, or we can mix it. How? For instance, we can add 1 ampoule of organic silicone into VIALS, or 1 of DMAE plus organic silicone into the VIALS. We're not telling more or less the amount of the quantities that you have to add in each patient, but it's more or less between 2.5, 3 milliliters. We are not repeating it because otherwise it's not nice, but just let you know, more or less like an overall, you have to use 2.5, 3 milliliters, but depends on the skin type and the procedure that you are going to, and the technology.
You know, some of the technology hit a little skin,
yes.
And we need to add more solution.
Yes.
And 5 milliliters.
Yes, and also, for instance, if you are going to use, you are going to treat only, for instance, the periocular area, you only might need 1 milliliter per eye on 1.5, or around the mouth, the peribuccal area. Here we have results. Here we have as well a lady, a mature skin, and she was treated with that vitamin C because she had a lack of brightness with organic silicone and hyaluronic. With galvanic current, sorry, I haven't said the technology, with galvanic currents. For scars and acne, we can either use Centella asiatica and retinol on its own or mix it. That's absolutely fine. And with the technology that you consider. Here we have results. Here, for instance, is a combination of microneedle and iontophoresis. And she had a session between 7 to 10 days with retinol 300 and Centella asiatica and vitamin C 20%. For a photoaging process, we have 4 options: anti-aging peptide, BioFlash Care, retinol, and vitamin C. As you can see, there are many of our VIALS that are not only for one thing. You can use it for many, many needs that you might have with your patient, not only for photoaging, for brightness, for firming effect, for an anti-wrinkle and expression lines. So you have quite a lot of options. Here we have a lady. She was treated with transdermal mesotherapy electroporation, and she had 1 week with vitamin C 20% and anti-aging peptide. For depigmenting, we have got mainly Melonic peptide that works very well, mainly with microneedle processes, but general with all the technologies, but we have had great results with that technology. And how do we use Melonic peptide? We always recommend to do the technology all over the face, but if you have got a dark localized spot, you have to apply 2 to 3 times, and then you do the performance, the treatment all over the face, and you come back again and you treat the localized dark spot. Another option that the professionals use quite a lot if they alternate the treatment with Melonic peptide with a mixture of DMAE and retinol 300. Here, for instance, we have got, she was applying Melonic peptide all over the face and sometimes on top of the dark spot, okay? And great results when used with retinol 300. Now we are going to go to a common questions. I don't know if we have got questions or we have got a few questions, but we are going to go through some questions that always arise. Many people ask us, can we use AMPOULES and VIALS with any technology? So, yeah. Of course.
It's depending your technology can use this kind of solution. On the technology, you can use a solution with water. We can add this kind of this kind of ampoule and vial.
Yes.
You cannot use your technology, use only, for example, Vaseline or only glycerin.
But nowadays it's quite rare to have that equipment in your premises, no?
But
with
we
the
can,
technologies.
in these cases, we can apply the solution. We wait for 5 minutes, it becomes dry, and we can apply the technology.
Yes.
The active ingredient is going to be on the skin. It's going to work.
For instance, if you would like to use radiofrequency cream for the face and you would like it to provide a firming process, for instance, what we do is Hyaluronic, for instance, all over the face. And when it's absorbed, we can add on top the RF active face cream.
I want to say,
yes,
at the end of the treatment, we need to use our favorite cream or thinking in cosmetic to improve the result of the treatment. Not only the cabin, you use this kind of cosmetic, but you need to use cosmetic every day.
Yes, of course, because you have to, you have to carry on with your treatments at home to keep all the benefits that you have had. Something that you have never been asked is if we use galvanic current with vials and ampoules, what kind of polarity we choose? So this is always all our ampoules and vials go to the negative pole, except those containing DMAC that only works with the positive pole. Okay. Another question is how we apply eye peptide. Okay, all our cosmetics with vials and ampoules that containing peptides. Remember that you cannot use a heat technology because you are going to inactivate the peptides in. So, for instance, in this case, for the eye peptides, you can either use manual or with technology, but always, of course, adapted to the eye contour. Okay, because it's there the eye, and we have to be very, very careful. And it cannot be applied with heat technology due to the content of peptide. But at the same time, you do not provide a heat technology on the eye contour. So it's absolutely fine with any technology. Okay. Why appears a white layer of dust on the skin when we use vitamin C 20%? Why?
Because 20% of vitamin C. Yes. In this ampoule. Yes. Of 5 milliliters. Contain 1 gram of vitamin C. When the solution becomes dry, you can see that the powder of the vitamin C on the skin. Yes. The skin is water, now it's the vitamin C. Yes. And how we remove? Because many times. I recommend to remove with water or apply an amping. Yes. Apply the amping. We add a little some water. With a spray water, just a little bit, and that's it. And let's emulsion it. I recommend to do a good massage. Not to remove the vitamin C, because to improve to make sure it works again. Okay. Can we use ampoules and vials with radiofrequency and with RF active phase, our new radiofrequency cream for facial treatments? Of course, as we have said, all you have to do is you add the ampoule before or after, depending on the technology, and then you apply the radiofrequency. For the ampoule effect? Yes. And because we are going to reach the cream with the active ingredient. Yes. And we are talking about quite a lot of biomimetic peptides, but not many people understand or know what means biomimetic peptides. So the peptides are small proteins that we have all naturally in our body to ensure all the procedures works perfectly. And nowadays, due to the advantages, it's possible to synthesize them artificially and then can be added into the cosmetics. So this is more or less, and the action is to boost the action of the active ingredients combined between. Okay, so you will get a visible improvement of the appearance of your skin and your wrinkles every time you use that kind of active ingredients. That's why we have got a wide range of vials with that active ingredients, because we generally believe works very well with the biomimetic peptides. So this is more or less all our questions. I don't know if we have any questions here. Let's have a look at the chat, Mr. Cayetano, and we see what they are asking us. Susana, thank you very much. Good morning. Can I ask if these ampoules can be used for microneedle treatment? Can we use the ampoules with microneedle treatments? Yes, you can use the ampoules with micrometer, no problem. They are sterilized. The micrometer not very deep.
Yes.
Because,
We leave that under the professional.
Yeah.
No? Don't you think so? Yes. But can be used with radio frequency, with mesotherapy. Okay. It's okay. Hi, Adrian. Thank you for your question. Okay. So, Susana, let's have a look in here. Intradermal injections.
This product, this cosmetic, are cosmetic, are not medical devices.
Sorry, just let's say the question because not many people I don't think they can read that. Can use as an intradermal injection? Our ampoules and VIALS can be used as intradermal injection.
We cannot use because this is a cosmetic. Where they are development to apply on the skin, not into the skin.
Yes.
Are sterilized, are biocompatible.
Biocompatible?
Biocompatible with the skin, but I cannot say you can inject this kind of product. Never.
Okay.
If you inject this kind of product, your responsibility, and we cannot recommend this to inject.
Yes. Okay. I don't know if we have more questions. Okay. So I think we have reviewed more or less the mixtures that you can provide in your cabin for any of the needs that you might have. I hope you enjoy it. And the most important thing is that you start to provide that kind of mixtures that we have teached to you today. And that's it, really, more or less. Would you like to add anything else? No? It's okay.
Everything you explained wonderful.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us, and see you in the next webinar that will be next week, and we will talk about the body treatments for cellulitis, Mr. Cayetano.
Okay.
It's very important because the summer is coming, so we have to be ready.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay, thank you very much for joining us, and see you next week. Cheers.